Well, this week, the entire One Detroit team would have been up on Mackinac Island for the 2020 Mackinac Policy Conference. This would be the 10th year that Detroit Public Television brought the entire conference to broadcast and online so everyone could see and be a part of the big discussions that happen every year up north. Well, since COVID-19 changed all of that, the Detroit Regional Chamber put together a week's worth of virtual conversations looking at some of the biggest challenges ahead for Detroit and the state. I met up with Detroit Regional Chamber CEO Sandy Baruah this week to talk about the serious situation our region finds itself in now and if there will be a policy conference in the future. Sandy, usually we'd be face to face on the porch at Mackinac at this point.
Yeah, I tell you, it is so odd for me to go through Memorial Day weekend without having to think how many shoes I'm packing, which blazers I'm taking, and what my cocktail lineup is going to be for the next week.
You know, a lot of people are talking about Mackinac and missing the face-to-face contact. Obviously, we can all now communicate by Zoom or whatever chat feature that you'd like, but missing the real face-to-face is something that I think we're all missing right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's really three parts to the Mackinac Policy Conference. One is the content that we bring, that with our partnership with DPTV, the national speakers that we bring, the statewide speakers that we bring, kind of the content that we're bringing. The second piece is obviously what kind of policy progress are we making in the state and how do we use the conference as a way to get things done in the state of Michigan. But the third piece is the piece that you're referring to is that face-to-face connection. And it really is, how do you get a business leader who might be based in Grand Rapids talking to a city council person based in Detroit, with a Supreme Court justice based in Lansing. Nowhere else do those types of conversations take place other than the Mackinac Policy Conference.
Yeah, talk to me, Sandy, about it feels like Michigan and Detroit specifically had really gotten its footing. We were having good conversations. There was good economic flow. And then this has knocked us back since March. What are I guess maybe the top three issues that you're talking about now with business leaders from around the state about what we have to do and how we're going to come together to tackle some of them?
So number one is our automotive industry. Our automotive industry just finished the 5 best years in the history of the country for automotive, and now we don't know what the future of automotive is going to be. We don't know what our sales per year are going to be because we don't know if this is going to drive customers away from the automobile showrooms or if we're going to bring in a whole new kind of customer because they don't want to take public transportation anymore. So automotive is number one. The second one is education. We have been working on part of the Launch Michigan initiative, really looking at how do we improve academic performance in our state and kind of the associated talent shortage that we have in this state. How do we solve that? And then this is all wrapped up, Christy, in this budget issue. How do we come together filling a $6 billion hole with a political environment that is more polarized than it ever has been?
You've got those top issues. And meanwhile, while you have people who are heading up companies and working with philanthropy, they're trying to figure out how to navigate the day-to-day of what business looks like now. One of the things at the chamber that you do is you poll your members.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're hearing from members, and we just finished a C-suite executive survey just for Southeast Michigan that said that businesses are prepared, willing, and able to change their business practices as needed to bring back both employees and customers and make them feel safe. That is a huge point of agreement. The second thing is that 100%, and I was really surprised by this, Christy, of the businesses that we surveyed just in the Southeast Michigan region were confident that they would be able to survive this crisis. Now, they may not be able to survive the crisis at the same level with the same employee count, but they're able to do that.